guys, here he is, #1 Walsall personal trainer, and I want to ask him today about the alpha 2 receptors.
Alpha 2 receptors are, females tend to get them on the thighs and the bum and the hips. Fellas tend to get it on the belly and the chest. Alpha 2 receptors. Now, something that likes to bind to alpha 2 receptors is estrogen. Females are naturally going to have a lot of estrogen, but because of liver conditions, because of diet and living styles, not only females have a lot more estrogen than they should have, also males do as well. Things in recent lifestyles is the beer, and the hops in the beer is really estrogenic. Guys are drinking that, and that's why they're getting beer bellies, because they've got those alpha 2 receptors that are on their belly. The estrogen is then binding onto that area. When they're drinking the estrogen, it's then binding onto the belly or binding onto the chest. And that's why guys have got man boobs, because they've got too much estrogen. So it's not good, but things that we can do to get rid of an estrogen buildup is eat more indole 3 carbanols. Indole 3 carbanols, you get them in green veggies, things like broccoli, things like kale, spinach, massively in watercress. Just having something like a handful of watercress 3 times a day will provide a lot of indole 3 carbanols that start binding onto the estrogen, so then we then pass it out. So that's going to help a lot of people. But as I say, men tend to get it around the belly and the chest, females, thighs, bum and hips, where your alpha 2 receptors are. But what binds to them is estrogen. But we can get rid of estrogen if we eat more indole 3 carbanols.
Okay, wicked stuff, mate, wicked stuff. Okay, lots of people are always asking why you want people to take glutamine as a supplement. Why is this? What does glutamine do?
So glucose is the fuel that we use to fuel muscles. Glutamine is what we use to fuel the stomach. And what we want glutamine to do is line the stomach. Now, health, we want to achieve weight loss, we want to achieve health. We don't want to achieve weight loss, we won't achieve weight loss by chasing, weight loss, by chasing fat loss. We've got to achieve health. Health first starts in the gut. So if we reline the gut wall, that's where the health's going to begin. A lot of foods, the foods that we've cut out at boot camp, wheat being in particular, they break down the permeability of your gut lining. So what we can, so basically then, instead of broken down food particles, solid food particles can pass through the wall, the gut line of the wall. Imagine a small hole, and then only broken down food can pass through. The broken food can pass down there. I can't believe I just did that. And then imagine, I'm going to do it anyway. Imagine a permeable, because you've eaten wheat, and a permeable gut lining wall, and then big solid foods can pass through, right? So imagine that, guys, as graphic as that was. And that's why we're going to then take glutamine to reline the gut wall, so it's less, it's more impermeable.
Brilliant stuff.
And then solid food particles aren't passing through your wall. What happens when solid food particles pass through the wall is an autoimmune response. That's where we start getting runny nose, headaches, weight gain, and stuff like that. So we want to prevent that from happening.
Okay, awesome. And we also want some information on a yeast infection called Candida.
When you eat a lot of sugars and yeast, Candida is a yeast infection. And basically what's happening when females tend to get this a lot more than males do is Candida is a yeast infection, and yeast thrives on sugar. So if you're noticing that you're getting a lot of sugar cravings, a lot of carb cravings, that may be the cause of Candida, a yeast infection. And all it needs to thrive is that sugar, so it keeps making you crave sugar, so you eat more sugar, and then it grows, the Candida grows, and it survives. So as soon as we cut the sugar out, the Candida dies. Now, if you're suffering right now with a lot of sugar cravings, a lot of carb cravings, get yourself your tub of coconut oil, which everybody at boot camp should be on. Phenomenal stuff for weight loss, switching on the fat burner switch, for switching off the fat storing switch. And thriving for that health. There's so many benefits for it, as well as keeping your energy levels constant with the essential fatty acids that are inside coconut oil. But the one thing that helps in there is keep away those carb cravings. It literally helps get rid of Candida. There's an acid inside that'll help to remove Candida. But a teaspoon of coconut oil, you won't want to eat loads of it because it doesn't have it on its own, doesn't taste amazing. But a teaspoon of coconut oil on its own, swallow it. It's not easy to swallow. If you ask me, it's like swallowing a snot ball. But if you swallow it, guys, I'm really not selling it right now.
So I actually love it.
If you really do this, guys, you'll notice the carb cravings go away. So I highly recommend that. Also, I recommend that for guys that have got low testosterone. Guys with low testosterone, you've probably got a bit of a beer belly, man boobs. If you're suffering from man boobs, I definitely have a teaspoon of coconut oil per day. So if you're suffering with carb cravings or you've got low testosterone levels, you've got man boobs, have a teaspoon of coconut oil on its own a day and cook with it as well. Some great stuff, guys.
Wicked stuff. And the last one, the other day you were talking about fat molecules, the difference between full-fat Greek yogurt and other low-fat yogurts and the process that it goes through. Can you explain that a little bit more, please?
So we started talking about this the other day when one of our campus Lisa, she brought down there's a packet yogurt. Do you remember what it's called?
Oh, I can't remember what it was called. It was one that you made up yourself, basically.
You make it up yourself.
It was dairy-based, wasn't it?
And you ferments over the night, and then you've got yogurt, and it's supposed to taste really nice as well. The thing is, it's been pasteurised, which you want to stay away with. It's been, hate this word, homogenisation. It's a big word. But what happens with homogenisation, which is your question, I'll tell you about. I'm going to give you two birds with one stone. Is homogenisation and what happens to milk to make it fit for human consumption, apparently. And what happens is, imagine a big sieve, tiny little holes in these sieves, really tiny holes, and with massive tons of pressure, they force all this milk down through these holes, and what happens is the fat molecules split, because it's that small, the fat molecules get pushed, and they just split. What happens then, that fat molecule is unrecognisable when we drink it, when we have it, when we consume it, it's unrecognisable to the body. It's foreign, it's alien to the body. So your body goes, what the hell is this? And it starts off an autoimmune response, again leading to weight gain, the runny nose, the headaches, and all the symptoms that follow from there, poor health, diseases. So we want to stay away from that. So that's why we want to stay away from milk. Not just one of the reasons. I could talk for hours about this, but I'm going to tell you right now about pasteurisation, which is another process that they put through with milk to make it fit for human consumption. Pasteurisation, basically, they heat the milk, I think it was, don't quote me on this, I think it was 100 degrees Celsius or something like that. I'll leave a comment on this video. I'll get you to leave a comment on this video. Okay. I think it was 100 degrees Celsius, I think. Real high temperature, basically. And they heat it so much that the good bacteria as well as the bad bacteria, they do it so they kill the bacteria. But as well as that, they kill the good bacteria as well. So then we have to drink the Yakult stuff just to get that good bacteria back into our gut, into our diet. So that's what's bad with pasteurisation. But also, at the same time, you're killing the enzymes that we need to digest that milk. So the lactose is killed off. And that's we need that lactose to digest the sugar. So if that's not in there, it's been caused by the pasteurisation. Cheers, guys. And then we can't digest it, and that's what we need to have in milk. But if you ever want to ask me about milk, I will literally bore the tits off you for about 3 hours talking about milk and why we shouldn't be drinking it.
Awesome stuff. Thank you from #1 Walsall personal trainer Paul Wilson. I think you really should try and get on the telly, mate. Oh, I'm sorry, you have.
All right. Stay classy, Walsall.